It is officially 10 o'clock, and so I want to open this session. This is our first kickoff session for Cultivating Change in the Academy with Quantum Leadership. So this is a new series that I'm so happy that the SAIL Institute has been able to come together with some talented instructors and professionals across the system to offer to you. And so thank you for taking the time to invest in yourself and to be with us for this learning journey. So if you are new to the SAIL Institute, I see at least a couple of friendly faces that have been through our programs before. So I won't share too much about the SAIL Institute, but there's a lot on our website if you're interested in other learning opportunities for either you or colleagues. But the SAIL Institute is grounded on the concept that colleges and universities need leaders who are strategic and innovative, as well as have a firm understanding of the special nature of the academic core of the institutions that you serve. So through our programs, our services, and analysis, the SAIL Institute seeks to advance the understanding and development of the next generation of leaders in higher education. So I welcome you, and I'm glad that you'll be a part of this effort to provide leadership and professional development for yourself. So enough about SAIL. Why are we here? What are we going to do in the next approximately 2 hours? I'm going to put up my slides so you can have a bit of a roadmap. Let's see here. I think you can see the notes, huh? There we go. Can you see the notes or no? No, okay. All right. So we're going to use the first bit of time together to introduce ourselves and get to know one another. You're going to be on this journey together. And so a big benefit to you and what we look forward to is connecting people at the different campuses who are doing similar but different work and have a network of SUNY and higher ed colleagues that you can collaborate with, be a sounding board and a resource to you. You'll also have an opportunity to meet our two fantastic instructors for the program. So if they want to give a wave, I see Lisa on there, and I think Jose hopped on. So you'll hear a little bit more from them and get a sneak preview to what's to come in the learning journey. I'll talk a lot about the structure for the program and what is ahead in between now and April. I have also invited Joseph Trumpler from System Administration, the business office. He'll be talking about the travel aspect of this. So we do have 2 sessions that will be in person in Albany, and SAIL has been able to cover the travel expense. So he's going to talk about the logistics for that to make that as seamless as possible for you. So thanks, Joseph, for making time today.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We'll also talk a lot about the applied learning aspect of this program. Part of how you saw yourself, hopefully, as a target audience member is that you are responsible for leading some sort of change initiative. And we'll get into this for sure. You may not have something in mind today or when you signed up, and that is totally fine. We have built in time for you to do some reflection about what you'd like to focus on. And I want to give you assurance that it doesn't have to be something that is campus-wide or system-wide. This could be a project that really helps you as a leader more personally develop. So we'll talk about the resources that are available to you to support you in that applied learning effort. We'll talk about some project milestones. I know our high achievers want to know the deliverables and dates, so we'll have a slide with important information about that. And just sort of immediately what is ahead in the next month. And obviously, I want to have this as an open dialogue. So I'll be monitoring the chat throughout. So if questions come to your mind as I go through anything, either raise your hand or unmute yourself and ask, or you can put it in the chat and we'll keep tabs on that. All right. So I know several of you, but I'll kick us off with this introduction. And we're going to try to keep it to a maximum of 5 minutes. I know sometimes this is scary for people, but it is good to break the ice and also practice being able to give your elevator pitch and be on your toes a little bit. And at the same time, monitor your own time and how much time you're taking up in a group setting. So it is a stretch challenge for some, and that is okay. My name is Carolyn Matisky. I serve as the director here at System Administration at the SAIL Institute in February. So next month, it'll be 7 years that I've been in this role. One reason that I love my job is that I'm constantly making new connections with leaders who want to have a big impact, and I get to match them up with resources that and other colleagues in the system to really support them on their personal journeys. So this is an exciting day for me because this is a new series and a lot of new people. So my goal is to figure out where you are and where you want to go so that with this nice size group of 10, we can really be supportive to you. So that's my goal, is to really figure out where you want to go and help you get on your way. So I'm looking at Lisa smiling at me. Would you like to go next, Lisa?
Hi, everybody. I'm getting feedback. Okay, that stopped. So, well, my background is in educational leadership, and the focus of my life and work is in mindfulness and the cultivation of awareness in service to collective well-being. And I public speak and consult and give a variety of workshops in the mindfulness arena. It could be anything from decreasing stress to increasing well-being. And I love working in the area of leadership and change. I am co-founder and director of a nonprofit called the Mindfulness Alliance, focused on fostering awareness-based social change for a more just, compassionate, and inclusive society. And I love my work for similar reasons to Carolyn, of getting to meet lots of great people like you all, and especially being a part of a learning journey and growing myself and growing my own awareness. So I'm really looking forward to being a part of this quantum leadership journey with you all.
Thanks, Lisa. Jose, would you like to go next?
Perfect timing. Good morning, everybody. It's great to see everyone has found some time for something that's maybe out of the ordinary. Angela, it's good to see you again. It's been a long time. I am currently serving as the Assistant Director of Higher Education and Prison for SUNY. We support, as of right now, 14 campuses and over 21 state correctional facilities. I'm transitioning this year into the role of Associate Director of Faculty Development and Community Engagement. So I really welcome this opportunity to build on ways that we can be effective change agents by thinking differently about the things that we say and the things that people say to us, and also with just the way that we show up when we're in spaces that are predominantly filled by marginalized people. So my passion is for increasing access to social mobility through higher education for people who have been the victims of a system that wasn't designed to serve them, but which is now really trying to correct the course, I believe. I really trust in the vision and leadership of Chancellor King, and I just appreciate everybody being here. So, and with that, I will pass to who wants to get it. Go ahead, jump on.
How about Joseph? We'll start with our internal team here.
Hi, everyone. Joseph Trumpler. Excuse me. Hold on. I got to remind myself where to go with this. I wear many hats here at System Administration. I have been with System Admin since 2005. I left for a short period of time, came back in 2009, and since then, I've been in the business office. I am currently the AP supervisor, supervising a team of 3. I'm the AR manager, a team of one, me, and I'm also the travel program administrator. So I not only service everybody here at System Admin, but I function as the de facto university-wide travel guy with a brain. I don't want to say expert because I don't know everything. And one of the things that keeps me doing the same thing that I've been doing for so long versus quantifying it as love is the sharing of what I know and providing information and guidance for the people that I support, not just here at System Admin, but at a multitude of campuses. I interact not regularly, but frequently with my counterparts at the campuses. And for as much as I would love to probably hang out with you for this full 2 hours and, hear, everyone's stories and be active with this group. I'll probably have to bail not too long after I give my little talk in a little while. So, hi, everyone.
So Joseph, I don't mean to put words in your mouth, but I know your goal for today is at least to introduce yourself and serve as a resource when questions do come up and plans are being made, right? So is that safe
For
to
sure.
say? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Alma, nice to see you again.
Hello, Carolyn and everyone. Good morning. Alma Kanich Franco. I am at SUNY System at the Office for Community Colleges and Education Pipeline. In March, I'll be in my role for 5 years. I am Director of Operations for Community College Support and our New York State Student Success Center. What our small but very mighty team does is we scale evidence-based student success strategies like guided pathways, math pathways, developmental education reforms across the 30 of our community colleges. And I'm charged with some of the major projects right now, specifically math pathways, and I'm really eager to learn more of the leadership change structures, policies, and theories and how they apply holistically to the work that I do every day to support our colleges and ultimately our students, which I really miss contact to. I think I love my job because it gives me access to constant learning from national experts who are engaged in the research that drive student change support services, and while at the same time also enjoying collaborating SUNY-wide with our colleagues to support our colleagues and our students. So I love my job. I come with a very global perspective umbrella. I'm trilingual. I lived all over the world, if you will. And I am a lifelong learner. I did complete last fall leading change course, and I think this builds upon it in a more holistic way with the science perspective. So I'm really eager to learn and collaborate and get to know many of you. So thank you for having me.
Thanks. Welcome, Alma. And if you hear me typing, I'll try to mute myself, but then I'll risk trying to speak over the mute button. I'm taking notes, so I want to make sure I capture your goals. So share away and we'll keep track of those and make sure you stay on the path. So Angela.
Hi, everyone. My name is Angela Pagano. I'm the Senior Assistant Provost for Educator Preparation and Partnerships here at SUNY System Administration. I've been in this role for just over 3 years. Prior to that, I was a faculty member at SUNY Cortland, and I was there for 14 years. I like a lot of things about my position here, but one of the things I enjoy most is being able to work with our both internal campus partners and our external partners at other educational institutions and state and national agencies. I really like the work of bringing together our campus folks with external folks to do a lot of a variety of projects and types of opportunities that really help our students to kind of go to the next level. So it's really important part of my job. One of the things, the goals that I have for myself here is to help build my confidence in working towards more strategic change for the types of programs that we have that we're working with here. And so that's a really important thing that I'm working towards here. Thanks.
Great. Thanks, Angela. Marley, hello.
Hi, so I'm Marley Norris. I am at SUNY Empire State University. I am Vice President for Advancement and Executive Director of the Foundation. I love my job. Well, listen, the reason I took this job, I'm going to be celebrating my 1-year anniversary in February. I was just so impressed, you know, having worked at some traditional 4-year residential schools, I was so impressed by SUNY Empire's commitment to the non-traditional learner. You know, if we believe education is the engine for social mobility, I think we have to meet people where they are. And I think SUNY Empire's been doing that since its inception as a correspondence school back in the 70s. So that's what it just excites me to talk about it to people. What I'm hoping to learn, I jokingly tell my boss that I wish there was a crash course in SUNY. Because, you know, I've worked in the University of California system, I've worked for some privates, but nothing compares with SUNY and some of the very particular challenges. I got here just in time to work on the 5-year strategic plan. So there's a couple different things I'm looking at in there that might be my focus for this course, but yeah, just looking to network across our SUNY community. That's it.
Great. Thank you so much. Emily.
Hi, everybody. I'm Emily Boyer. I work at the University at Albany as the Chief of Staff to our Vice President for Finance and Administration. Before serving in this role, I was in student affairs in a variety of different roles, but more recently was the assessment coordinator for the division. I love my role because I get to work with a lot of different people and on a lot of different projects and on things that I had no idea I would be exposed to in my professional career. So it's exciting and challenging and fun. But one thing I've been noticing over the years as I've kind of grown into a professional is that I'm very much a people pleaser. I like to be the yes person. I like to help people get things done. And I'd like to learn how to use my voice for change, even when it's hard to do so.
Well, it sounds like you work for Todd Foreman. Yeah. And I can attest to how many different things he's responsible for. So that's amazing just to have the learning curve to get up to speed with all the different programs under that umbrella. So welcome. Zakir.
Hi, everyone. I'm from SUNY Plattsburgh, and I'm teaching classes like Policing and Society, Terrorism, Homeland Security, Transnational Crime, Organized Crime, Forensic Psychology, and those kind of classes. I've been chair. By the way, I've been here since 2016, and this is my second term in being the chair here in criminal justice program here. And the reason I wanted to get in this program was I had this leadership before with Carolyn, and I was happy with that. And I love my job because I believe I can make some impact on humanity, on people's lives in a positive way. By the way, I'm an ex-cop, ex-police chief for some years in another country, not in this country, in Turkey. And after I got my PhD and graduate level education, I changed. Just like Emily, I wasn't planning to where I was now. I was never thought to be an academician in life, but I ended up that way. So I'm happy. And one of my goals is I'm hoping to learn how to do the job better and without hurting anyone's feelings and everything. But doing the job at the same time, because I'm trying to make quite a few changes in our program with adding some new minors, new majors maybe, and this is not easy. This requires kind of a challenging job, and I hope this will help me on this quantum pathway. Thank you.
Thank you, Zakir. You're definitely in the right place. I'm so glad to have you back.
Thank you.
Mary, hi.
Hi, Carolyn. It's been many, many years.
Yeah.
Carolyn and I knew each other when she worked at the Research Foundation. I am with the University of Buffalo, and I work in the sponsored project services area, so the research component. I have been in my role as a post-award director since 2013. Never, again, another person who never thought they'd be doing research, didn't even understand what this craziness was all about. But really love what I do for many reasons, as all of you have stated, that it's an opportunity to mentor. It's an opportunity to learn something new every day. Change is ever present with our federal sponsors. And it's just a great place to be support to the university and the important items or work they do in research. So it's a really exciting position to be in, exhausting, as we all have exhausting situations, but really exciting. So in my role, well, actually at the University of Buffalo, we have an initiative to increase our research expenditures by double them, basically, which I can't imagine even doing that. But here we are in this is the challenge that we have. So with that, we have an old research sponsored projects office infrastructure. So we really need to reimagine what our infrastructure looks like and make it scalable to increasing expenditures. So this is a university-wide initiative. It's not one I can do by myself, certainly, and I certainly there's no expectation for me to do it by myself at the university, but I want to be able to support it in a good way and help with this kind of change, because it's going to be pretty significant. It's going to impact many, many people, as well as the schools and the units within the university, and how we manage our sponsored research support and administration. So it's a pretty big initiative, and I'll probably take a component of the overall initiative and kind of focus on that for this particular program. But I'm really excited about it. It's great. It's something that's it's been needed for a long time. However, it's also very scary for everyone here, and we're trying to make sure we can be supportive to them, because this is a change in what they are going to be doing, and we just need to figure out the best way to approach that and be supportive and meet the goals. So thank
Excellent.
you.
Thank you, Mary. Linda, hello.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Linda Perdomo Ayala. I'm from Stony Brook University. My role there is being the department administrator for the Department of Pharmacological Sciences, which is a very highly intensive research department. We have scaled back some, but ever growing. As a matter of fact, just hired 4 new faculty members. So we're transitioning them from other institutions and helping them sort of onboard them and transfer their grants, as Mary mentioned, so that they can jumpstart their careers. My interest in my job, or the love that I have for my job, is certainly working with students and the faculty, the young faculty that I have the opportunity to help develop. I've been there for a long time. I won't tell you how long, because it's a scary number, but long enough to really have a good sort of sense of SUNY and the system itself, and being able to transition them and help them develop with very little hiccups, which is always the objective, to get them to their next step. And I guess one of my major goals was to really sort of see more of how I can sort of explore other things for myself and changes that I would like to make in my environment. And so that's part of why I'm here. So thank you, everyone.
Great. Thanks, Linda. Lee.
Hi, excuse me. Hi, everybody. I have a cold. So my name is Lee Winfrey. I'm the Dean of Engineering at Maritime College, which a lot of people have never heard of. We are often called the hidden gem of the Bronx. So we are I'm sure my colleague from Stony Brook has actually heard of us, potentially in the area. So we're
I actually grew up in that backyard. I grew up on Pelham Parkway, so.
Well, there you go. I've been here about a year and a half. And one thing I love about this job is it's even better than every other job I've had. And now I get to not only develop undergrads and graduate students, but I get the chance to both develop, and I like to call it giving the secret sauce to people across the range, including faculty, right? So for lack of a better way to put it, providing access and to figuring out how to give people, like I said, the secret sauce. What do you learn from your parents? Well, if your parents aren't formally students or PhD students or professors, how do you get into that? So that's been a passion of mine for my career, and I'm the boss now, so people have to listen to me. But then my major goal for this series, we are undergoing a massive amount of change at the college. As a matter of fact, my coming here is part of that. I'm actually the first dean of engineering. So we went to there's 3 academic deans now, and we're all brand new, and we've all been here for a year and a half. We're also transitioning with our president, and we're having to seriously look at our identity and how we're going to go about both creating the next generation of licensed mariners, but also continue to be an excellent school, which is largely an engineering school. I'll be honest with you, depending on as we go through the material, I'm really excited to get other perspectives. I've done a fair amount of change leading in my career. In my previous academic jobs. I was most previously associate department head of nuclear engineering at Penn State, and was part of standing up a whole new department. So there's 2 things. The big thing we have to do in engineering is we are looking to move toward a weave in versus a weed out approach to admissions and retention. And then I'll mention it. It didn't even actually occur to me until 2 of my colleagues already said. I've also been tasked with my provost of completely redoing our sponsored programs and how that goes, since there's not that many people that have experience with it on the campus, but that's where I spent the first 15 years of my career. So yeah, I'd like to change the world, save engineering education, and get us lots more money at Maritime.
Excellent. Thank you for being here. We have another Emily Hermanovich. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes. So my name is Emily Hermanovich. I work at Binghamton University in the Human Resources Office for the Research Foundation for SUNY. I am the assistant director. I've been in this office for about, I want to say 9 years, about 5 or 6 years in this role. What I really love about my job is also the thing that can, frankly, also be a little trying at times, which is the creative problem solving. Every day we are working with faculty, students, program directors, and the way maybe we're a little bit different from SUNY, not totally, but maybe a little bit, is that with research and sponsored program activity, every faculty member and every program director is basically their own small business. And so one solution that fits for one faculty member does not work for another faculty member, and so on. And so in addition just to the very basic work of trying to get people paid so they can pay their rent, their mortgage, whatever, we're also trying to find solutions that work for people, but are also compliant with, laws, best practices, all that good stuff. So I really enjoy that though, because at the end of the day, I can really point to something very concrete. I did that thing. Here's why this matters, especially with our students that we're paying, because we recognize that they really rely on, the research assistantships to make ends meet while they're in school. What I'm really looking to gain from this experience is I actually got my MBA back last May from Buffalo. And that was a really rewarding experience, which exposed me to people who work in really different fields than I do. Because even in HR, higher ed / research, HR is a really niche sort of area. So I was exposed to a lot of people who had just very different jobs, very different experiences. So I was basically able to learn new ways of problem solving, but also really new ways of thinking about problems. And so I'm looking to add to that, to look at problems from different perspectives, to really open up how can we not only do a lot of creative problem solving, but also what are some ways that we can proactively improve the experience of the people that we work with.
Great. Thank you so much. And last but not least, Alex.
Hi, good morning. My name is Alex Aloro. I use they, series pronouns. I'm the Chief Diversity Officer at SUNY Sullivan. And prior to this role, I was at the Fashion Institute of Technology for 14 years. And so I'm excited to be here and connect with more SUNY folks. One of the reasons I really love my job is I really enjoy identifying, challenging, and sort of disrupting oppressive systems that are preventing our community from thriving. And so what's really exciting about this current institution that I'm working at is it's very much linked with the outside county around it. And there's opportunities there to influence the environment around the college. And so that's been one thing that I've really enjoyed about this position. My goal, in addition to adding a more professional sort of skills to the utility belt, is I think there's some, high burnout with a DI. So I'm looking to hopefully nourish and restore some part of myself to, come back to this with sort of a renewed perspective and skill. So thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Welcome. All right, let me just make sure I save my notes here and put this back up. Before we launch into the series overview, I just want to open it up. If there's anything else that Lisa or Jose want to add at this point, in terms of their courses or just overall approach to the series, now that you've heard the goals for everybody, the floor is yours. No pressure though.
I don't really have anything specific to add other than just to say how excited I am just sitting here with you all at the beginning of this journey, and just the energy of possibility and co-exploration. This idea of quantum, we're all sort of swimming in the same, if you will, modern socio-cultural soup, and how it has the potential to really support us in what I expect to be unexpected ways as we move along through the journey. So I just wanted to share that thought.
Great.
I do have one quick thing too also. So I too was taking some notes, and I want everyone to know that one of my goals is to learn alongside this group in some more nuanced ways of the quantum thinkings, and then to really make the connection for things that may not seem immediately relevant with like Kingian nonviolence and liberation through the way that we speak and stuff. So I promise you that I'll be doing my due diligence right alongside of you, and please feel free to express anything that's additional interest to you that you'd like for me to be thinking about. So that's it.
Great. Thank you so much. So you should be aware at this point of our objectives together, but I want to remind you that we are going to start off by focusing very deeply on ourselves. And that is key to how SAIL approaches all of our programs, is encouraging leaders to really have a solid understanding of themselves so that they can then lead others. So we're going to have more of a holistic approach and think about the collective more than we have in other programs. But we're also connecting it to change. And so that's sort of exciting. So really happy to get into that aspect of it. We're going to develop diverse relationships. We're already starting to forge some of those connections, and then we'll connect it to the collective consciousness. We're going to identify, really give you opportunities to reflect on where you find yourself stuck in your change efforts and take those steps to manifest that change that you want to see, that vision that you have as a leader. We're going to think about our emotional intelligence and figure out ways that we can use those skills and our communication and the language that we use to inspire others to get on board with our change efforts. And we're going to cultivate the capacity to navigate parallel possibilities and manifest the futures that fill us with hope and realistic optimism. So we want you to really live out this change and then serve as an example to others so that they want to make this change too. It's important for our programs to connect to the system-wide initiatives that the Chancellor is communicating about all the time. So these are Chancellor King's 4 pillars for success. And so you see now how we've connected them to sales, 6 domains of knowledge for higher ed leaders. So I know we have probably about 40% of you that have been through our programs, and so these should be familiar, but we dig into each of those domains in all of our programs. And so we're going to continue to do that. And we want you to leave this experience being able to communicate about how your programs connect to those 4 pillars. So connecting to that vision to the top is going to be key for you. So Lisa will be with us for leading the first 3 workshops. So in 2 weeks, we'll get back together and begin this self-awareness journey as it connects to quantum leadership. And so her 3 foundational courses will be important for you to, use that 2 weeks in between to really do more of that thinking. And she'll have some exercises for you to be able to do that even outside of our 2 hours together. So I don't think it will be a big time burden for you, but good activities to start to journal or write, which we know is going to be important for you to start to do that if you want to be serious about your leadership journey. And then the second half of the course really will help you build more of a contextual awareness and start to implement some of those change strategies. And the whole applied learning aspect, identifying what your change initiative is and connecting it to those 4 pillars, and giving you a group to hold you accountable and support you as you apply the theory and really have it become a practical practice. So at a high level, what are we talking about? We're going to have 7 live learning sessions. We're going to use Zoom. We will record them. We hope that you can be on all of them, but know that we will record and share a private, not a public YouTube link. So that will go out as a follow-up after our sessions, and you'll have an archive that you can go back to. So we'll be together through April 5th. That will be our capstone event in Albany. But 5 of our sessions, so the majority of our time together, will be virtual. So hopefully this is convenient for you on Fridays from 10 to about noon. And then our 2 in-person sessions, which you should have on your calendar for March 8th and April 5th. Joseph will talk next about the travel aspect of this, but we want to make that affordable for your campus. And so he'll have some guidelines on how to get that covered. And at the end of this experience, if you complete the full program, you will earn the SUNY Digital Badge in Quantum Leadership. So you can put that in your email signature, share it on LinkedIn, and be a part of the SUNY alumni family. So Joseph, I'm going to stop there before I hop in. Because I don't want to hold you up. I do have a slide right here. It is. You still with us, Joseph?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, great.
Thank you for jumping forward in your slides to allow me to, just brief. This is going to be real easy for all of you because I'm going to do most of the work for you. As I don't know how much, I know Angela does, but I don't know how much many of you actually travel in your current functions. And so forgive me if anything that I say right now sounds kind of redundant to what you're already familiar with. And I'm not going to burden any of you with any technical or policy stuff. I'm just going to stick right to the point and just let you know that that I offered to assist Carolyn in assisting you with all of your travel related needs to get here. So I know that only some of you are going to be coming from out of town. So only some of you are going to need a hotel room for each of the events. All that I ask is Carolyn's going to give me a list of who may or may not need to travel. So I'll know who you are. So all I would ask you to do is reach out to me and let me know that, you know, what your needs are. If you need a hotel room, I'm going to secure that for you, and I'm going to pay for that for you to ensure that it's at the government rate. As far as the rental cars, if you need one is concerned, same with the hotel. If you would like to rent a car to travel to get here to Albany for each of the sessions, send me an email with the location that you want to leave from and when did you want to pick it up. I don't really necessarily need to know when you're going to return it. It's really just more what time do you want to pick it up? I will reserve the car for you, send you the confirmation directly to your email, and I will take care of paying for that as well. If you're choosing to drive your own car, there's a worksheet that you got to complete that determines how you will be reimbursed. And for everybody who reaches out to me who's going to have any reimbursable expenses or I'm paying for the things for you, I'll send you an expense report that will be already pretty much formatted with things that I've done for you. You'll just need to fill in the blanks of any out-of-pocket expenses that we're going to reimburse you for. Sign it. I'll forward that to, or then you would send that to Carolyn. She'll sign it and then send it to me. Or you can send it to me and I'll send it to Carolyn either way. She might send it to me anyway for me to review it to make sure it's cool for her to sign it. So just know I'm here to help you, support you on the travel aspect of you getting to where you need to go to complete the program. And if you have any questions at any point regarding any of your arrangements, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here to help.
Thanks, Joseph. Maybe we'll add you to our LinkedIn group. So that's our next slide. We're going to set up a LinkedIn group so we can keep a dialogue going and it'll be easy. You don't have to remember all of these email addresses. But thank you, Joseph, and enjoy the rest of your day.
My pleasure. You guys do the same.
All right. So you know that we'll have a LinkedIn group. So within the next week, you'll get an invitation from our student assistant. Her name is Kayla, president. So if it looks a little suspicious online, that's who it is. We're inviting you to join the group, and we'll use that as a place for you to form these connections. You'll have a network across SUNY, even beyond this experience. Hopefully you can share things that inspire you, things that you're reading and that you want to post in the group. And continue having those great conversations about how you're going to use these concepts to further your own initiatives. I try to make things as easily accessible for people. I know there's so many different options with cloud storage, but we're going to use a Google Drive, and I'll send as a follow-up to today's kickoff session a link to the Google Drive. I'll share it with you. It may be easier if you have a Gmail address to access. So if you have trouble, just send me an email with your Gmail and I'll invite you that way. But we'll put today's slides in there so you don't have to remember everything Joseph said. And all of the resources that we refer to, we'll keep in the Google Drive. So slides from presentations and the rubric and things like that will all be in Google. Another resource is our YouTube channel. You might find lots of other programs that are interesting, so feel free to share anything that's public, but have the assurance that what we record and what we say here is going to be just for the cohort experience, so it won't be available publicly online or searchable. We will send you a pre-program self-assessment, probably later today. And it won't take you a lot of time, but it will ask you to do some thinking about your goals as they apply to each of those learning objectives that we talked about. So where are you today? What are the goals that you have? And then we'll give you that same assessment at the end of this experience to see where you are. We know the work won't be completed by April, but we want to measure any growth that we've seen, that you've experienced, And that also helps us as we administer this program to measure the impact each aspect of the program is able to move the needle on. So we want to do better each time we deliver this. And so that will give us helpful information to see where our successes are. And also you can have an idea of what you've seen some positive movement in. So I like to remember Abraham Lincoln and his connection that he made between the importance of communication and how people see you as a leader. It's just, there's so much that he wrote and spoke and how he approached leadership that I find inspiring. And I was digging through some of it last night to try to find a good quote. I didn't come up with anything worthy of putting on here to really connect it, but I like to encourage people who are skittish about presenting in public that this is an important piece for you to take seriously. And so we want to give you a supportive environment to practice those skills. And so it may seem nerve-wracking today to think, oh, I don't even know what my project title is. But by the end of this experience, we're going to give you a platform to practice these skills and put it together in a 10-minute presentation. And you'll get live feedback from your colleagues. So we'll set up a survey monkey or a paper survey, yet to be determined. We've done it both ways. But you will let your colleagues know how they did and what went well and what they could improve on in terms of their presentation skills. So you will be challenged with keeping it to 10 minutes. I know that, but it's important to really craft your message to be as impactful as it can be in that format. So when you get called to the leadership cabinet meeting to talk about your initiative, you are ready. And when they say you have 15 minutes and then it ends up being 5, that you can adjust. And so these are going to be important skills for you. And I'm excited to see all the work and really learn about your change initiatives so that your colleagues can continue to support you. You'll also have a way of demonstrating your leadership by sharing your work, whatever you're comfortable sharing in a public a forum. We'll be creating a new web page on the sales site to house your sale change initiative projects. So this will be a library. We would love to see this course offered again in some iteration. And so your experience here as the first cohort will really help others figure out what sorts of projects have been taken on, what work is happening across SUNY that can inspire them or serve as a foundation for their own projects at their campus. And so you will demonstrate your leadership in those 2 critical ways. You will practice your presentation skills, and you will also have a way to share it with your campus and with your own networks, with it being housed on the website. So I've mentioned this several times, but we'll be getting together every other Friday from 10 to noon. And so those first 3 courses that Lisa will be teaching, we've got the titles here. Lisa, anything else you want to add about the topics or the flow, anything?
Not right now. No.
Okay, great. And then you'll be getting together towards the end of this experience once in March. We'll get back together online March 22nd with Jose, and then we'll invite everyone, our instructors, we'll invite our fellows for the SAIL Institute. If there's a leader locally that you'd like to invite to sort of be a support for you, we'll be in a small enough group we can invite a +1 and have a meal together and view the presentations and just sort of wish you well as you continue your work. Joseph talked about the travel, so that'll be in the slides for you afterwards. What is applied learning? SUNY System Administration actually has a department for applied learning projects. So we've got some work in this area that we're able to just sort of connect it. This is more work that's happening in the student arena, but I think it inspires our adult learners too to figure out critical ways to apply the theories and take practical steps to apply their learning. we know there are benefits to this. It's really going to help you cement your learning. There's going to be so many ideas that you're exposed to, but actually being forced to think about how you have reflected on it and applied it and what you've seen happen as a result is going to be hopefully a positive experience for you. We want you to be seen as a leader. So we want you to go out of your comfort zone. We say that leadership should never feel like your favorite pair of jeans or pants. It's just not by nature. So we want you to stretch out of that comfort zone and become more comfortable being uncomfortable. I don't think this is a hard sell on the benefits of an applied learning project, but we know there's a big aspect of this program that's thinking about the larger context beyond just ourselves, but thinking about our larger campus community. And so we are excited to venture into this with you and be a part of that work that's going to have ripple effects across the system. All right, so I mentioned that you'll have 10 minutes at the end of the experience to present your work. It doesn't have to be a fully executed project at that point. We usually get a question about a timeline for a project, and if it's something that you can work on over the next 6 months and, not, something that you did last year, but something real that you're actually working on now, or will execute during the time of this program, that's an ideal project. And if you would like to connect with me, just sort of airing some ideas that you're working on or thinking about, I'm happy to have those conversations with you. What will help you, I think, is a rubric that one of our fellows set up for this program. So we've got it all lined out about what an excellent project will ultimately be. And so that should serve as a guide to you as you look at your slides before you present them. Have you hit those marks? And so that's in the Google Drive already. And so you can check that out. There are 2 tabs on that file I should let you know about. One is the rubric, and then the other tab is a list of 7 PowerPoint slide titles. So the first time we did an applied learning project in a course like this, people were trying to present 40 slides in their 10 minutes. And that's not going to serve anyone well. You don't want to throw the kitchen sink at people. So we've tried our best to narrow it to what we think will be the 7 topics that would flow in a logical way. You're not required to stick to those, but they're just meant to serve as a guide to help you think through, and have a template to sort of start with and keep you on a concise path. I've mentioned that you can reach out to me. We'll be in the LinkedIn group. But if you are like me and you just need a really simple way to connect, leadership@suny.edu is our general inbox. You can send any sort of question, if it's travel related or trying to reach an instructor, but that message will go to the CPD team and to myself directly. So that's the best way to get an immediate response, is leadership@suny.edu. So the National Society of Experiential Education is really our resource for applied learning principles. And so that's where all of this is coming from. So when you think about your applied learning project, you want to think about something that's going to be structured, intentional, and authentic. You're going to think ahead of time a lot in those first 3 workshops, especially about your preparation and orientation and training. And so you will use this group as a way to sort of monitor your progress. We've actually built in at that first in-person experience in March, a time to connect in person about your project and just check in. So we'll have a very, coordinated effort to check in with you, see what else you might need to get you to that finish line in April. This will be something that you can use to assess yourself. You've got that rubric. You won't need to officially turn anything in. Really, all we're looking for is for you to present it, and you can present it in your own way. So if a PowerPoint slide is not your, preferred way of presenting, I want you to feel like you can make this yourself, your own sort of presentation. So you can do it however you feel comfortable and what you'd like to present to the group. But we will look to keep it to the 10 minutes, and we will be giving feedback just to see how effective and what you could do to improve in the future. So I know a lot of high achievers like to have those dates on their calendar. I will, as a follow-up to this, send you Outlook invitations to have all of the events that are part of this series on your calendar. We'll use the same Zoom link throughout, but these are just sort of timeline milestones, if you will. So we're kicking things off today. We will wrap up in April. The first milestone along the way will be for you to submit an official project title. So we've given you just about a month to think about that. If you want to run this up your chain at your campus, you can do that. You can reach out to me, and happy to help you figure out what you're going to land on in terms of the Change Initiative project. We'll check in when we get together in March, and we'll have a time to do that in person over a meal, and that'll be fun. So I mentioned that the 7 title slides that are in the rubric Excel file, but I also created a slide deck template. So if you like the look of these SUNY slides, I've got them in this format. So if you want to use that, you can certainly do that. You may have something that you prefer or your campus wants you to use, and so you could do it. But just wanted to make it easy and have a resource for you to get started. This is what that rubric looks like. Probably seen one before, so it's got very tiny font, but you can adjust it for your monitor. I mentioned the Applied Learning Project Library. It will be yet to be built because you are the first cohort, but wanted to show you an example of what this looks like for another program. So this is what our end product will look like, what you'll leave this experience being able to show off to your network. We'll have your cover slide on there with the title of your project, your name, and your campus, and then those all link to the slide deck. So think about, what you present to your colleagues may have some private data in it, and what you submit to me to post on the website. Just think about anything that you might need to redact. But we would love to show you off and showcase your work. So logistics, what is next? I'm going to follow up with an email. I will have all of your contact information on one Word document, so you can stay connected and have easy access to the emails of everybody you've met today. I'm going to ask that you complete that pre-program self-assessment before our next time together, which will be in 2 weeks on the 26th. I will send you a share link to the Google Drive, so that will be that growing resource for you, a folder that our instructors will be adding to, and I'll be adding to throughout the semester. I'll include a link to the YouTube recording once we have that up and it's live. There's also a link in this slide deck and in the Google Drive to the Google form to submit your project title. So that should be fairly easy for you to add once you're ready. You'll get a LinkedIn invitation most likely next week. But we hope to see you in there, and we know that our leaders, even beyond the experiences, like to have those connections. So hopefully you'll be a part of that dialogue, and our next session will be in 2 weeks on the 26th with Lisa. I did a lot of talking, and I would love to hear from you. So what questions do you have?
Quick question, and I'm sorry if I missed it. So March 8th and April 9th, is that also from 10 a.m. to noon, or is it a different time frame for those in-person events?
You ask a very good question, Alex. So we have not landed on the times as of today, but we will be working on it, and we'll communicate it as soon as we can, because I know that will determine your hotel needs and your travel plans too. So we'll get that to you soon. I do plan to have a meal at those. So if we find an overnight hotel that offers breakfast, then we'll start with the learning, in the classroom. We'll maybe just have coffee, but then we'll learn most of the morning together, have lunch, maybe a little bit after the meal. And then we want this to be designed so that you can travel back home after the session and not have to stay 2 nights.
Awesome. Thank you.
I must have made that crystal clear. That's the only question.
I was gonna say very, very clear and concise. I feel like I know exactly what we're doing.
Oh, good, good. What, any hesitations or concerns that you have that we can sort of help you work through? Anything else that would support you? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to pace you and not give you a lot of follow-up. I didn't want to send a lot out before this. I know people are just coming off the holiday and you're settling back into your busy routine. So we really do try to be aware of how much you're already juggling with your full-time job. So this is above and beyond that work. And we just applaud you and your efforts to take this on and dig into your leadership. All right. You have the gift of time. 1 extra hour you weren't planning to have. Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you. Nice meeting everyone.
Thank
See you in 2 weeks.
Take care. See y'all in a couple weeks.
Hey, Carolyn, I
Everyone,
actually have a
thank you.
quick logistics
Thank
thing.
you.
Can we chat for 2 seconds?